Today, we're plunging into something pretty groundbreaking. It could fundamentally change how we all experience sound. You know that feeling, right? You're somewhere busy, like a museum, trying to hear the audio guide. But there's this loud tour group nearby, makes it impossible. Or maybe you're at a packed airport, just trying to catch your gate announcement over all that noise.
Oh, yeah, that frustration is so common. And it's,
Yeah.
because sound normally just spreads,
Yeah.
like ripples in a pond, right?
Yeah,
It goes
yeah.
everywhere, fills the whole space. But what if it didn't have to? What if you could say, aim sound,
Yeah.
focus it like a beam of light, like a flashlight?
Right, that's the really intriguing what if, and it's not really science fiction anymore, is it? Okay, so let's really unpack this then. What exactly is directional sound? How does it pull off this almost magical feat? And where is it actually being used? Our mission for you today, getting a handle on this, well, pretty game-changing technology.
It's a really fascinating corner of acoustics, yeah. So instead of sound waves just radiating out all over the place, directional sound tech lets us create these incredibly narrow focused beams of audio. And the core idea, it relies on something called ultrasonic carriers.
Ultrasonic.
Yeah, these are sound waves vibrating at frequencies way, way beyond what humans can hear. Totally inaudible to us.
Okay, hang on. If they're inaudible, how do we end up hearing anything? What's the trick?
That's where the physics gets really cool. See, because these ultrasonic waves have super short wavelengths, we can focus them into these really tight beams, almost like a laser, but for sound. Now, when this highly focused ultrasonic beam travels through the air, it interacts with the air molecules themselves in a nonlinear way. Bit technical, but this interaction basically forces the air itself to demodulate that ultrasonic signal. It converts the inaudible ultrasound into audible sound. But, and this is key, only within the very narrow path of that beam, and only right where it's aimed. The audible sound stays almost completely locked inside that beam.
Wow, so the person standing right in the beam hears it perfectly clearly. Like they've got invisible headphones on, but nothing's actually on their ears. That level of precision is just, well, astonishing. But what happens if, they move a little? Or if it's a noisy room anyway, does it just vanish? And what about things like, humidity or temperature? Do they mess with it?
Yeah, good questions on the practical side. The cutoff is actually remarkably sharp. Step, maybe a foot or two outside that beam, and the sound just drops off dramatically. Sometimes it disappears completely. It really does create this private listening zone in a public space. As for environmental factors, well, like any sound, extreme conditions can have an effect, sure. But modern systems, they're pretty robust. They're designed for all sorts of environments, really. They manage to keep that focused beam pretty stable, even in fairly noisy or open areas.
Huh. The whole idea of an invisible personal audio bubble.
Yeah.
That's incredible. What does it mean for, designers or architects or just how our public spaces feel?
That's exactly it. It's potentially a huge shift. I mean, think about it. Creating these private sound zones without needing walls, that gives you just amazing granular control over the soundscape. Businesses can create totally separate audio areas right next to each other. Imagine an airport gate where you only hear announcements for your flight. Or picture a bank kiosk, right?
Yeah.
Sensitive info being spoken aloud, but the person behind you hears nothing. It really could reshape how we design public areas, boosting comfort and privacy.
Okay, so that's the clever how behind it. Now, where is this tech actually showing up? Where are we seeing it move from theory into, real-world use right now?
Oh, it's popping up in loads of places already. Museums and exhibitions are a big one. A perfect fit, really. Each display can have its own audio track, completely separate from the one next to it. No more sound bleed, no overlapping noise, just focused sound. Makes the whole visit less chaotic, much more immersive.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. What about more sort of everyday situations outside the museum?
Absolutely. We're seeing it in self-service kiosks, think hospitals, maybe government offices, places where you might get private instructions or need to hear sensitive info without everyone around listening in. And retail is starting to use it too, for really localized audio ads. Like you step into one specific spot in front of a display and only you hear the relevant promotion.
Wait, really? So I could walk past, say, a display of sneakers and only I would hear an ad for them. That does feel like something straight out of a movie. How does that feel as a user, though? Is it jarring or intrusive?
It's actually quite remarkable when you experience it. I've encountered it at a few tech shows, and it's genuinely effective. You step into this invisible zone and suddenly, boom, crystal clear audio just for you. Step out, and it's gone. It's designed to be incredibly targeted, so it doesn't feel intrusive like a loudspeaker blasting everyone. The sound only really exists right where you are.
Okay, what about outdoors? Like a busy train platform or a public square? There are no walls there to help contain the sound. Does it still work?
Yes, it does. For those bigger open spaces, they often use something called beamforming arrays. It's basically multiple small speakers working together. They use really precise timing and phase control to shape and steer the sound beam very accurately, even outdoors. And then there's another cool innovation related to this Focusound Screen technology. This is where the screen itself, like a digital display, actually becomes the sound source. So if you're looking at an ad on a screen or using a kiosk, the sound literally comes from the screen straight to you.
Wow. Okay, that really drives home the potential here. An invisible personal audio bubble is just revolutionary, really. And sound coming right out of the screen itself, that's brilliant. So clever.
It really is. And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. Everything's moving towards smarter spaces, right? More personalized, less noise pollution. Directional sound gives us this incredible control over where sound goes and maybe more importantly, where it doesn't go. It's not just a gimmick. It can genuinely cut down noise pollution, really enhance privacy in public spots, and create these super immersive, tailored experiences without bothering anyone else nearby.
So thinking about this, what does it all mean for you listening right now? Where could this kind of focused audio make a difference in your life or your work? Maybe your office could have quiet zones without everyone needing headphones. Or that museum visit could feel way more personal. Even the airport, finally hearing your boarding call clearly.
Exactly. And for anyone who's curious to see how companies like Oddfly are actually using this, especially their Focusound Screen tech, which is being built into things like Lenovo's latest devices, we'll make sure to put some links in the description so you can dive a bit deeper, maybe even see some demos.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into directional sound. We really hope it's given you a new way to think about the future of audio. We'll catch you on the next exploration of fascinating topics.